All right, are we ready for questions? First one, I'm pretty sure will be the easiest. Each of you needs to answer it.
Take this one.
Can each of you promise not to vote for Joe Straus to be Speaker again?
Yeah, he should not be Speaker another term. Unequivocally.
I'm hoping we don't have a vote next session. I'm hoping he's gone in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Whenever there's been someone running, I've always voted the other way. In other words, Joe Straus has never gotten my vote. In 2011, I voted for Ken Paxton. In 2013, I voted for and supported first Brian Hughes and then David Simpson, and then in 15, I supported Scott Turner. And the reason why is because Joe Straus, when he became Speaker, what he said was we would have a member-led House. We have had everything but a member-led House. And the other thing that we've all supported as well is changing the rules to disperse power away from the Speaker. And the way you do that, first of all, is you can, there's several ways, but one is that you have it where if you get 76 or more joint authors on a bill, that bill will come to the floor for a vote and a debate. The other thing is this: we must have a calendars committee where there is required open vote like every other standing committee.
I can promise you personally that Joe Straus will never run unopposed again for Texas Speaker of the House. But I do want to say this, because I've talked to a lot of folks who were upset that there was not a race this time. I was frustrated as well that there was not a race. But I think that I truly believe still to this day, given everything that happened, that we made the right decision in not trying to force something that wasn't there. And let me explain what that means. There were some folks who said, we want you to red light it, we don't want you, even if no one else is running, abstaining, white light, whatever else. From a rules standpoint, there was no difference. If Joe Straus was the only person nominated, then if 149 other members voted no and he voted for himself, he was Speaker. There was nothing strategically to do it. Now, I've had people say, well, you guys sold out in doing that and just going along with it. Listen, I'll be honest with you, every single one of us was praying whether we should do it, whether someone else should do it. We were seeking the Lord and guidance on it. We made this decision together, and I still think we made the right decision in not forcing something that wasn't there. None of us made a deal. None of us got anything out of it. We didn't walk in there thinking, oh, if we just all go along, we're going to get our bills passed or we're going to get on a good committee. Joe Straus didn't think for a second that any of us were trying to go along to get along. That was not it. And I think that the reason because we did it the way that we did it is the reason that we are in the position that we are in today. And I think you're witnessing the last days of a failing regime of Joe Straus.
I agree on the leadership part with what everybody has said. One thing I want to stress is that we need to make sure that whoever does take over the gavel next is in agreement with the rules that Bill Zedler has just talked about. I think for too long we say, well, it's terrible when they do it, but if we get in power, all of a sudden we can use it to our advantage and it's okay. No, if it's wrong for somebody to use those rules in a bad way, it's wrong for anybody to use those, even if it's Jonathan Stickland. It doesn't matter who it is. And so I think we need to make that a cornerstone of whoever takes leadership next, is making sure they're willing in some ways to give up their own power to disperse it back to the members, kind of rebalance where it used to be for over a century here in Texas. So just because we might have the gavel next time doesn't mean we should use the same power that we've been arguing against for the last couple of sessions.